Hi guys, welcome to another episode of What Am I Drinking? Here we are in Valletta in Malta. Beautiful sunset, and because of such a wonderful sunset I chose Ferrari Sparkling wine today. And as you probably already noticed, I didn't say Ferrari Champagne because it's not from Champagne, it's from Trentino in Trento, Italy. And it's not a Prosecco. And it's not a Prosecco because it's not made with Glera grapes, like Proseccos are. And it's not made in the Charmat method, which is how Prosecco is made. It is made in the traditional method, which is exactly the same method as Champagne. So, how did Ferrari come about? Nothing to do with the car makers Ferrari. It's actually a certain Giulio Ferrari in 1902, studied in France, fell in love with Champagne. Like I suppose I fell in love with Champagne as well, and he wanted to recreate exactly the same, or he wanted to recreate a sparkling wine that can compete with Champagne. So he imported Chardonnay grapes, one of the first people to import Chardonnay grapes to Italy, planted them in Trentino with the Dolomites as a background. Beautiful place, lovely hills, mountains, lots of altitude, and decided to create a sparkling wine. He was obsessed with quality, and that's why he's achieved such status. Eventually, he gave the vineyard to a certain Bruno Lunelli because he didn't have any kids. So he found a wine shop owner that was also obsessed with quality, and because he had no kids, he gave him the vineyard, and Lunelli managed to increase the production without compromising the quality. And this is what we have today. This is the entry-level Ferrari, so it's a non-vintage Brut, therefore means dry. And Ferrari also have the higher level, or the more premium quality, and those are the vintage ones, and those are aged even up to 7 years in the bottle, because it is produced in the traditional method, and that means the secondary fermentation is in the bottle. So what they do is they create a still wine, then they add a liqueur de tirage, which is basically sugar, must, more grape juice. They close the bottle with a glass cap, and the secondary fermentation happens. When the secondary fermentation happens, that is how we achieve bubbles. That's how we achieve the carbon dioxide in the bottle, and it also kills the yeast. So the yeasts die and go to the bottom of the bottle. What they do is they leave the bottle upside down and turn a quarter turn, which is called the remouage. They do that so they get the yeasts to the neck of the bottle, and they can remove the yeasts, add liqueur d'expédition, which makes the wine more of the house, the style of Ferrari, and then sell on to the consumer. This is aged for 20 months on lees. So, what is the difference between Prosecco, Charmat method, and traditional method, Champagne method? The difference is basically it's the lees and the yeasts. So we do expect a brioche bread flavors in this. We would expect it to be fresh, and Giulio Ferrari managed to achieve the freshness because of the altitude next to the Dolomites, but he also wanted that brioche complex bready flavors to it. So let's see if we've got that. If you notice, I'm using a wine glass. Why? Because it is a wine, and my opinion is that the flute doesn't do justice to any sparkling wine. Unfortunately, a flute which is just pretty much straight doesn't help to evolve, doesn't help to increase and maybe show the potential of the flavors, whereas a wine glass makes it better for the nose to get the flavors out. So yeah, unfortunately, even at a wedding, I would probably ask for a wine glass when I'm drinking Prosecco. So you can see there's a lovely froth. The mousse is really soft, quite different to a Prosecco. The color is a lemon color. On the nose, immediately you get bread, brioche flavors, toasty flavors, a certain oven-baked bread. That's really lovely. That's the beautiful complexity of traditional method, but it also has freshness. You can already get apple in it, a bit zesty, maybe lemon. Amazing. Amazing. This is really beautiful. This really can compete with some top quality champagnes. I have absolutely no problems in saying that this definitely can compete on that level, just from the nose immediately. The mousse is so soft, the perlage, not aggressive at all. Tiny, 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 tiny bubbles. You get a creaminess to it. Still very, very fresh. Extremely enjoyable. So elegant. This is lovely. Well done, Giulio Ferrari. I think you've managed to compete in the highest levels with champagne. Obviously, prices are not your typical Prosecco prices, so they would be more expensive, and that is understandable because it is definitely much more labor intensive to make a traditional method sparkling wine as opposed to a Charmat method sparkling wine. And this is lovely. I think I'm going to sit here all evening, enjoy the beautiful view, drink a fantastic sparkling wine, and enjoy the rest of the evening. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, or you can check out our business website www.number12wines.com, or my personal website www.andrewazzopardi.net. Cheers!